What's good, YouTube? Last video for today, right? I'm gonna be talking about um the how to be more assertive, right? So sometimes you're a man. I'm speaking for men, okay? And there's women that watch my channel, and I actually have like 2 women subscribers. You can check your subscribers. I'm surprised. I'm like, what? It's all men content. That might be studs, but besides the point. No disrespect to my women out there, but hey, um, basically, right? You as a man, if you don't have a father in your house, you might not be assertive like that, right? Because you didn't really have that example, okay? And I'm saying this because that's something I kind of had to overcome, right? I grew up in a single parent household all my life, pretty much. Well, majority of my young life. Um, I didn't I didn't meet my dad till recently, honestly, probably like 2 months ago. That's a story for a different day. But yeah, like, so you kind of, when you're young, you see your mom in a masculine light. And I didn't realize that, honestly, until, you know, as a lot of single parents, they'll start dating, right? So I noticed that when my mom would get with a guy, she would act totally different. Not towards me, but, well, yes, kind of towards me, because she would be in her feminine state. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, one of her old boyfriends, right? And my mom, she didn't date around, okay? Don't be in the comments like that. Yeah, she didn't date around or do nothing like that. But, she tried a few times, or guys tried, it's normal. People date. So, yeah, so it was probably like one or two guys that she's been with, and this was over the past 19 years of my life, right? So it's normal. She wasn't just out there, but just had to get that out the way. I know people like to just assume instantly, oh, yeah, boy. Yeah, nah, it wasn't like that. But anywho, besides that, she would, like, talk more softer, and just, you could just tell, okay? I could tell that she would be a bit different, and that's a good thing, right? Because a woman naturally is not supposed to be in a masculine state. That's just not how it's supposed to be. That's not how biology is. That's just, it's not supposed to be that way. Okay. So, but for me though, me growing up with just me and my mom, I always seen her in a masculine frame, right? She was pretty much running the household. It wasn't until I got older where I would start doing things around the house and stuff like that. But, you know, as a young boy, as a young black boy, you don't really know how to be assertive, right? And I had my grandpa in my life. He's still in my life. But it's a difference between having, somebody that, like, kind of like a mentor, but it's different when a man is inside the household, because that's where you're at majority of the time. That's where you're gonna come home at night, or, you're gonna be at home majority of the time anyways. Just, like, whether you're seeing your mentor or whoever that you talk to and you see as a father figure, if he's in the house, that's way better than him not being in the house, right? So you kind of have to learn how to be assertive. You kind of have to learn that on your own, because unfortunately, like me, you didn't have that inside your household, and that's not your fault, okay? That's not your fault. That's not my fault. That's just, you know, you don't really want to blame anybody. You can blame people, but you blaming people is not going to solve the issue. So what I'm saying is that just do your own research kind of on that. I can kind of give you some ways to be more assertive, but with women and just with every life things, but kind of just be a man. Now, it's kind of counterintuitive, but just, it's hard to explain. Not really, but I'm trying to find the words for it. I didn't really prepare for this video. It was just on my mind. But, just kind of take from your meal. Damn, I found 2 golf balls today. Is that good luck? But if you think that a man that you see as a father figure is doing the right thing, look after him. See how he's running the household. Kind of see if he's like being dominant and stuff like that. Like if he just doesn't sit around, okay, yeah, like has a job, right? Doesn't sit around, play the game and stuff all day. He take cares of business. He take cares of business. He take cares of business. What? Takes care of business. Yeah. So he does that. I don't know what just happened there. But things of that nature, kind of cutting the grass, stuff like that. Just being manly. Y'all know what being manly is. I don't really have to explain that, but you need that in your life, especially as a man growing up in this world. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. So you need to have some kind of assertiveness and have a backbone and trying to be so sensitive too. I see a lot of black boys, I'm speaking for, black boys and just men in general, if they grew up with a mom, they tend to be more sensitive. And I was like that too. I'm gonna be real. I'll be honest, I was like that, kind of would take things to heart, but it's like you grow up around all that feminine energy. I'm saying? So, and that's all the time for years on end. So, and that's not your fault. Like I'm saying, do not look at that as your fault. You are not controlled what family you're born into. And whatever family you're born into is for a reason. So don't regret anything. All you have to do is take it into your own hands to change the situation if you want to. No one's gonna change the situation for you. No one's gonna do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? If you want something, you gotta do it. You gotta get it. You gotta get it done. You can't just let nature run its course, because if you do that, then you're just gonna be in the same spot for 10, 20 years with no improvement. And that's not a good way. That's not a good outcome at all. So just learn ways on how to, be more assertive, be more stoic. Don't be so sensitive. Get things done. And don't end up bashing too, like your mom, or even if you had and this also too, it's a double-edged sword, because even if you grew up with just your dad, it's more beneficial as a young boy to grow up with his dad than his mom. But still, if you just grow up with your dad and without your mom, you're not going to have that balance. See, it needs to be a balance. That's with anything in life. There's a good and evil, yin and yang. It's like duality, right? There's sides to everything, good and bad, light and dark. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance. It takes two to get you here. So, unfortunately, many kids, like me myself, grew up with a single parent. But anyways, back to what I was saying is that if you grow up with your father though without a mom, you're gonna miss that feminine side, that nurturing, that that loving side. Not saying that your dad isn't gonna be loving towards you, but he's gonna have that tough love kinda. Your mom is gonna balance that out and kind of give you a nurturing way. So, you'll figure it out as you do your research, if you do your research on this, but everything's a balance. That's with everything in life. With nature, like I said, yin and yang, good and evil. Can't just be good. It has to be some evil in the world. Everything has to balance out. Think of it like this, like if you guys look up something like this, where look up checkerboard floors and look up the meaning behind that. That's a good representation of duality. Look up duality. That's what I want y'all to look up today. When you get off this video, look up duality. And this will tie into what I'm saying into the video. All this is just research though. Just research it, whether Google or read books, honestly. Everything is all searchable. We have more access to knowledge than we did like 30, 40 years ago. We can find out anything in the world just by a click of the button. So it should be no reason why you can't just look up a word. You know what I'm saying? It's just one word. Like, it bothers me sometimes where we just have all this access to knowledge at a touch of a button, and some people just don't take advantage of that, and I just don't get it. But you'll learn. I'm saying it might not hit you now, but you'll figure it out. Just like how I had to figure it out. But just do your research on duality, how everything has to have a balance, and why, kids just needs to be a two-parent household. It's like, for me, when I eventually settle down, I hope, and there's gonna be some struggles, and just like with any marriage, no one's perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. There's gonna be some struggles, but hopefully it doesn't lead to commitment issues where either I'm cheating or my woman is cheating. I just hope that it's just things that we could work out without, cheating on each other. Because I do not. I think about this daily. Like, I do not want to have no baby mama, all that other drama, and just the kids need two-parent household in the home. I feel like people have, and there's some, it's like athletes, and a lot of people thrive though that have a single parent, but I feel like you're more likely to thrive though if you have a two-parent household, thrive in life, because it's a balance. You have the nurturing side and you have the tough love side from your dad. So nurturing from your mom, toughness, all that. And that's just for both genders. You need that both. It takes two to make one. But that's all I have to say. I'm done. Like I said, you guys feel like it, look up duality and just look up like the balance of life. And that ties into this whole video pretty much. But I know sometimes I get on a tangent and just start yapping, but hey, deal with it. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Probably make a video tomorrow. But yeah, peace.